Hey everyone, this is Devin Francis, aka Leonard Meltzner.
And this is Victoria.
And you're watching The Adventures in Odyssey Oddcast, episode 10. My goodness, here we go.
Indeed.
And hopefully, for the second week in a row, we are getting this episode out on time. Very exciting things that happen.
Well, that depends on you, because I don't edit.
Yeah, well, it also depends on how fast you compress the video file and get it to me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Anyway.
Yeah, don't forget about that, please. Alright, so no updates this week on the Search for Boxing 9800. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can refer to the beginning of our previous episode, but I've been pretty busy this week, so I haven't gotten the chance to make the phone call yet, and I figure I have 3 years to do this, so it's not like imminent, must be done immediately.
I hope you do it before 3 years are up.
Yeah, this isn't going to be like an Act 6 intermission kind of drawn out thing. So, let us get right into things. Episode 731, More Than a Feeling. Victoria, would you like to begin?
Okay.
I should probably mention, since I haven't actually yet, 731, 732, More Than a Feeling, and Repent After Me are the episodes we will be reviewing this week. I guess, I should probably formally say that, even though it's in the title right down there.
Yeah, well, it's still good, too, in case people don't read titles.
Yeah, which is kind of silly, but...
No,
hey,
I've done it before, just going on the picture.
I don't put a lot of stock in people's common sense. No offense.
Anyway. Okay. So my first thought was, does Eugene drink coffee? Because Katrina was drinking coffee. What would happen if Eugene drank coffee if he doesn't already?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay. Imagine if he was on a sugar rush. Or like hyped up. He'd be like running around and be like, look, it's like I'm an uncontained electron or something like that.
I'm a free radical flying through intermolecular space.
Yep. I didn't write this many notes for this one actually, so you probably have the next thing.
Okay, to start off, my first thought was more mentions of classical music, even if it's a well-known song. I like, like I was talking about before, more this band theme. Connie mentioned the bird was singing the funeral march, and Whit's like, I don't think birds know Chopin. I thought that was funny. Since Camilla wove the bracelets with Lucia's help, and Connie's like, Jesus, and she's like, they don't say Jesus. I was expecting her to say that they said Jesus.
Yeah, I thought she was going to say that too.
It was like, Jesus, exclamation mark.
And I'm like, oh, that works too. Camilla don't know how to do Bible study. That's what I wrote.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
I was glad when she said she kept thinking about the Imagination Station adventure with Samuel, and I mean, I knew obviously from the description this episode was going to be building on what happened in Your Servants Listening, part 1 and 2, but, it's just really nice when you at least get that really specific mentioning of previous episodes, even when you know it's going to be there. It's just like continuity. It's a good thing,
Yeah. I wasn't even sure she'd, mention it that directly, but when she did, I was happy about that.
Yes. What did I say here? Continuity on the specific mention of a previous episode still excites the heck out of me. I even spelled Outa, O-U-T-T-A, just to emphasize the ghetto-ness of my excitement.
Okay. I know this is stereotypical and it was more of a joke than anything, but isn't it supposed to be the guy that forgets the anniversary? That was my first thought, but then I put that while they were talking, and then they said date anniversary, so then I was like, oh, never mind, and I didn't erase that note for some reason, but yeah. But still, You'd think if they celebrated it for so long, Katrina would still remember it.
I'll abstain from rehashing any comments from for better or for worse, about Eugene's masculine role in the marriage. To go back to the last scene when Whit said, or Connie, I can't remember who said it, I never get tired of watching excited new Christians. I was like, amen. It's just, when people are just filled up with excitement and you just talk to them and it just like, it fills you up just to listen to people's passion for God. It's cool. Which is something I've just been basking in here at the house. All these people pumped up for Jesus, and it's just like so uplifting.
That's good.
Yes.
So this, what Connie was talking about why she was sad when she was telling Katrina why she was upset, it just, thinking back on it, it kind of reminds me of, like, I would never go near a movie like that. I don't really like mushy movies, but I do enjoy a good romantic comedy every now and then. But come on, Connie, why would you watch a movie called The Smell of Love and actually enjoy it? It makes me think of how Whit was watching that movie with Connie and June.
Victoria, The Smell of Love, would that not be the most perfect,
no, don't even go there.
Cat and Terezi?
Don't even
This is
go there.
rom-com, but The Smell of Love?
No one knows what you're talking about. I'm gonna pretend I don't either.
Some people do. It's so perfect. I didn't even think of that. Oh goodness, I have to tell Lydia about this.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway. But still, what do you think about that?
I have a whole bunch of things about that conversation. First off, September 7th is their first date anniversary. I thought that was cool. We find that out because that's the day that the episode aired.
Oh, really?
But, yeah.
That's cool.
September 7th, because,
But what episode are they talking about with their first date?
Well, it's the anniversary, and the episode aired on September 7th, which means their first...
What episode? More Than a Feeling?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you meant like Truth, Trivia, and Trina or something.
No, but I find that kind of funny, yeah, because I opened up AIOO Wiki, and they first met in January. So I don't know exactly what they qualify as a first date, because we know they hung out a lot right away. They didn't wait, 9 months to be hanging out with each other and stuff. So date might have qualified after they were both Christians, like kind of album 28-ish, where they actually qualified it as a date.
Well, they weren't actually dating until around that time.
Well, I know, but there's a difference between dating someone and going on a date with someone.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, there is. Because going on a date with someone can be a one-time thing, whereas dating means that you are going on multiple dates in a relationship.
Yeah, but they still weren't dating. If they went on a first date,
can lead to a relationship, but it doesn't necessitate that they're already in a relationship.
I think it would have been not till like album 28, but that's my opinion. Anyway.
It would make more sense month-wise. Anyway, when Katrina mentioned the nose amputee. Hey everyone, sorry about that, more webcam problems. It was actually Victoria's webcam that cut out that time, so yeah, I still have to look into it and try and figure out what's going on with that. But, at least we're paying attention to it so we can figure out what's going on and not miss out on stuff we're saying. Anyways, like I was saying, I really find it hilarious when Odyssey makes soap opera jokes, not just stuff like Soaplessly Devoted, which was a fantastic episode, very hilarious, and had some very good incidental music in it, because, John Campbell is amazing, but all the other times, stuff with Jesse Morales, like Eggshells, All's Well with Boswell, The Meaning of Sacrifice, Young Stomachs Turning, all that cracks me up every time, and a whole bunch of other things, it's always fun. I also like how the molar mass of tungsten is interesting enough that Eugene brings it up apparently every single night at dinner, and Katrina didn't even contest that point in Connie's list.
Okay, is Connie still spying on Eugene and Katrina?
Probably. She's probably spying on everyone.
I mean, like at their home.
She probably has cameras set up.
You find out that she does that on a regular basis? She
probably has cameras set up on the roof or something. But that's getting ahead of ourselves.
So, no, I think she just, goes and grabs a lawn chair and just sits outside their window and just like stares at them like eating popcorn or something like that. And then every single time they say something that she finds interesting, she like pulls out a notepad, she like writes it down. And
That's just silly, Victoria.
I'll confront them on this
She
later.
wouldn't go there in person, because then she could only be at Eugene and Katrina's house. She wouldn't be able to track everyone else in Odyssey simultaneously.
Oh yeah, she just has like this giant monitor with like 6
Like
billion
Wooten's house,
screens
she
of,
has like an underground like room with all the computer screens. Either that,
except for she doesn't monitor Wick. She never knows
either
what's
that,
going on with
or
him.
she just like bribes the kids at Wits End with free ice cream to be her little spies. Fly, my monkeys fly, that sort of thing.
Well, it's probably that one because no one actually pays for anything.
Yeah, it doesn't cost Connie anything. I totally called 10:05 as being the max time that Katrina was going to say. Just thought I'd point that out, which she's like, between 10 o'clock, I was like, 10:05, 10:05. And she's like, 10:05, and I was like, yes! This isn't... Still.
Okay.
I'm still on...
Okay, is it just me, or did you hear a Dr. Dobson cameo?
From whom?
Was that him,
He
or
doesn't
could have
work
been
at
someone
Focus
else?
anymore.
Oh. Then who was that talking when Camilla turned on the TV?
Some preacher?
Oh, I thought it was
No.
Dr. Dobson.
That wasn't his accent or his voice.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I don't think I've heard his voice in a while, so.
Well, you should listen to Dobson Comes to Town Again, Victoria. It's such a key, pivotal episode in Odyssey canon.
I hate that episode so much.
It does have Eugene's most Sheldon Cooper-like moment ever, however, in it.
True.
Where he's like, are you a doctor
Anyway,
of
on
medicine?
with the
He's like,
episode.
no, I'm a psychiatrist. She's like, too bad, I have a cough. Anyways, Miss Kendall, I just brushes him off completely. Anyways, yeah.
True, I love that episode.
This isn't the first time Connie's brought up a point like this in terms of Eugene and Katrina's lack of romance in Connie's eyes. Exactly.
Like the kissing thing.
In The Graduate.
Should we all kiss
Yeah,
hello?
one big sloppy smooch fest.
Devin.
I'll go get my bucket.
Devin's...
Cough, cough.
Devin, shut up. Shut up.
When David said you get excited, Camilla said to her father, you get excited all the time about sports, why can't I get excited about Jesus? And I was like, don't that put it into perspective? Made me think of the Jesus cloth where Whit is talking about the same kind of thing, and the Second Coming also along those lines.
Yeah, I liked that line. Not the line of episodes, the line that... Never mind. Okay, Eugene and Katrina are kind of cute together. Can I just throw that out there? Like, I thought they're still cute together, because they were cute together, but you haven't really seen that much of them being cute together in recent episodes. The last moment they had, even though it was brief, was... Well, the last moments were when they were looking after the kids, and right after... Eugene was comforting Katrina when she found out she didn't have any kids.
Sad.
I know.
Okay. And I think it was Eugene said she searches for romance in a bag of trail mix, and I thought, or a bag of trail Mitch. I know.
Wow. Never say that again. Ever.
Oh, I thought you wanted
Never
me to
say that again. Ever.
I thought you didn't hear it. Yeah.
No.
It was a terrible pun, but I couldn't let it go unsaid. Sorry. Oh, Eugene's idea of a slumber party was absolutely adorable. He's like, I'll go get the baby carrots and the high-calorie ranch dressing and the tea with high-content sucrose and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, Eugene.
Okay. I put this so many times, I like copied and pasted it, and I pasted it like 50 times in multiple areas on my notes for this episode. Hey, Katrina, Eugene, you know what might help with you guys getting out of your rut? If you change your lives up a bit more. Know what's the best way for changing your lives up a bit more? Getting kids. If you want kids, why don't you adopt? If you're gonna adopt Buck!
I thought you were gonna say I thought you were gonna...
Seriously, I just put adopt buck so many times on this note, and then I put it might get you out of your
I thought
rut.
you were gonna say, like, I won't go into spoilery details, but subject yourself to things that happen in Novacom, and then you'll be out of a rut as you bounce around the world again and stuff.
Like, why can't... Like, they would be a perfect family for Buck.
Old for adoption.
And everyone loves Buck, so why can't he just appear again?
He's pretty old for adoption.
Still, they could be his guardians.
He's almost old enough to be his own legal guardian by now.
They could just look out for him.
Anyways, okay, other points. Camilla really reminded me of Melanie in The Second Coming in this episode. In terms of, like, her enthusiasm and then, like, the dance and stuff. Just the way she was going off and I guess everyone wasn't trying to hold her back, but, just the enthusiasm she had in her faith and how she was, like, putting up posters everywhere and trying to drag everyone else into it. It was like Melanie.
Has Matthew even appeared in this album so far?
I don't think so.
Wow,
oh, wait. No, that was Barrett. I don't think so. Barrett's been in this album a lot so far.
Yeah. But I like Barrett. Not that I don't like Matthew. Matthew, Barrett, and Jay are my favorite of the new characters, and Olivia's slowly adding herself to the list. I also really like Priscilla. She's up there, too.
This is probably the longest that Matthew's ever not appeared since the hiatus in the last 5 years.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, Eugene and Katrina are cute together, but sometimes I wonder how Katrina can stand to live with him when he's talking about grass for fun.
Anything else to add on to that point, or was that it?
I think Eugene would actually, like, have the best time of his life watching grass grow.
I thought you said grass grow. That would just be,
like, the pinnacle of his life.
Oh, you did say, okay. No. I thought you said talking about graphs, and I was like, I don't remember him talking about graphs.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Probably made a grass graph charting how much the grass grows as, like, a function of how much sunlight it can get as it shades the other blades around it.
Don't try to make it sound interesting.
It would be like, yeah, okay. What else? If there's one thing... when Eugene said, I do not doubt your ability to take any situation and set fire to it. And I thought, and she hasn't even mentioned food yet. Maybe laugh. If there's one thing I like more than continuity, it's world building in terms of, like, main characters' backstories and stuff. So finding out where and when Eugene and Katrina had their first official date and even what they ate for it made me very excited. And we found out who Painted Flowers is.
That was them? Oh, okay.
It was not quite as flowery as I was expecting, which was pleasant, actually.
Oh, no. Connie is trying to fix Katrina and Eugene's relationship again.
Again. That's what she does.
Again. My next point, I bet you can guess what it is. Adopt Buck. Just do it, please. And then my next one is just adopt him.
Yeah. I have to say, even without, like, with all the loud music and stuff in the restaurant, above and beyond all that, Eugene and Katrina's speeches that they gave to each other were very heartwarming and touching.
Did Connie, like, write Eugene's speech or tell him what to say? Okay, I was wondering about that.
He can speak from the heart. He did it at his wedding. There were no rose dew drop petals down the flower of love metaphors.
I love how Connie was actually sighing while Eugene was reading that.
The whole theme of Eugene and Katrina's thing about, like, there's more to marriage than romance. I said, boy howdy, if this is not a subject that we could delve into forever with today's society, because, like, this, today, what with how high divorce rates are and stuff, because people are like, I married quickly and there's just no spark anymore. And I keep on thinking back to the Screw Tape Letters, and I even thought about Fiddler on the Roof, the song Do You Love Me? Like, the basis of marriage isn't actually supposed to be like continual fiery infatuation for someone. The point of love is to go beyond the romance and to act, have a deeper bond than that. Marriage is not just supposed to be when you're head over heels obsessing over someone 24/7. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
people are like, okay, here's the romance, and then as soon as it slopes away, they're like, oh, I guess our marriage is dead, and don't understand, what, that's not what marriage is. And I was really glad that point was addressed. It made me very happy. And Whit has massive wrists. It's a thing now. It's canon.
Yeah. Katrina and Eugene listen to some weird music.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's everything I have to say about that.
I think that's about it. I'm also surprised that a restaurant which used to serve like fancy stuff and like that would delve into like exclusive taco menu.
Especially if it makes people sick.
Well, it's Mexican food. Usually makes people sick.
True. But, yeah. I don't know, maybe it was Burt Rathbone's idea in some way.
I don't know. Alright, so final rating on the episode.
I'll let you do yours first.
I really like this episode. The theme on both sides, we kind of didn't talk a whole lot about Camilla's thing. Like, I agree with some people in the forums who said Eugene and Katrina's thing was done very well. The pacing of it, the theme at the end was like, yes, and the continuity and the world building and everything made me very happy. Camilla's felt a little more thrown together in terms of like her sharp, like almost vertical asymptote and then like right down into despair. And I mean, it, overall it got the point across, but I think that Eugene and Katrina's part of the story was handled a lot better. Overall, though, the same lesson came across that, marriage and love are more than just a feeling, and the joy of Jesus is more than just a feeling. And, of course, that, like I've said before, that's a theme that's come across on Odyssey many times in Happy Hunting, in Happy Smilers, in Count It All Joy. It's a very important thing that needs to be said. So the lesson was good. I really love this stuff with Eugene and Katrina, so I'll give this episode a 4.75. Very good.
Wow, that was there. I thought the episode was good, but I don't think I liked it as much as you did. Yeah, this is
one of my favorite Eugene and Katrina episodes in like a long time. Well, I mean, To Mend or Repair really was also amazing. So I'll take those two, and that would be like my favorite ones for like since I guess A New Era.
Yeah, when the new after the hiatus, I wasn't sure if Katrina was ever going to appear again or not. So, like, she was a really good character before the hiatus, but they're just adding so much on to Eugene and Katrina. It just makes me happy.
I'm so kind of murky about what Eugene is doing right now, work-wise. I mean, obviously he's doing some teaching at the college, but yeah, it's kind of confusing.
One thing I've never understood is when Leonard was staying with Eugene and Katrina, and he's trying to get Eugene a quote-unquote better job than doing hand up. And then he's just like, what about working at the college? And Eugene's like, nah, it doesn't suit me. And like one album later, he's just like, okay, kids, I've graded your papers.
And then all of a sudden he's like, bah, hand up, throw that out the window. I'm working at the college right now. Maybe it was just some sort of like aggressive thing because it was his dad trying to change his life, and he was just kind of kicking in that teenager rebellion phase that he never had, and he agreed with his dad but he didn't want him to know, so he waited till he moved to Africa to take his suggestion.
I think he got through all his rebellion stages when he was pranking Connie.
That wasn't teenage like moody rebellion, though. That was just general mischief. What's your rating?
Anyway, I'll give it like, I don't know, like 2.75.
It's not very good.
Or 3. I don't know.
So you really didn't care for it?
No, I
just
liked it.
Didn't stand out at all in any way.
Yeah, the parts with Eugene and Katrina were good. I guess I'll give it a 3.25.
It's a big concession.
I'm just tired today. I'm not really in a crazy mood, but crazy Odyssey mood for once. But yeah, contrary to what people might think, I did like this episode.
Okay. Repent after me. I'll start this time, I guess, since you started last time. Hokey Dinah, Katrina is doing a lot of subbing lately. Like, I think she's the only teacher left at the school anymore, other than Miss Adelaide.
Plus, she also has a full-time job there.
Yeah, I know. It's just like... And then she...
So she's subbing and doing a full-time job for like 3 or 4 or 10 different classes.
Subbing and full...
She does...
What?
Because they say that Eugene says that she has a full-time
Oh
job there.
yeah, I guess she isn't...
Teaching
I guess she isn't
history,
subbing then, is she?
And... So then I guess she'd also be subbing because she was teaching science. And she's also teaching, like, English and
apparently
stuff.
Physics.
And yeah. So she does everything.
Yeah.
No one else works there except for Miss Adelaide. But they're going to fire her. Don't tell her.
Anyway, so yeah, and then she was installing a new physics lab. I was like, where is the union here? Like, the school board union? Since when did they let teachers install a physics lab? Like, I guess maybe she could be like, put this here and put that there. But I mean... I don't know, it's Stanley Humphreys. The teachers aren't even allowed to hang the smartboard up on the wall or change a light bulb without breaking union rules.
Or move that stupid post that no one can see around.
Let's not even talk about the polls. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, how many subjects does this woman teach? Like, this is craziness. And
I actually have barely any points on this, so... I'm up to the part where Barrett's already gotten the message.
Oh, yeah, you keep going. Oh, yeah, my
too?
next point's way past that.
Okay, my first thought was, is it Jay or Vance?
Anything else?
No, I was thinking it has to be either one of them, and Vance hasn't actually appeared in a while, so I was hoping it was Vance, because I like to think of Jay as a goodish guy.
Oh, Victoria.
And you know that.
Your rose-colored lenses.
I know he's a bad character, but he's one of my favorite characters, and I wish he was a good character. Like, he is a good character,
bad character.
But I wish he was a
and not even that bad
character.
Of a good bad character. Anyways, move on back to me. 100% on a test, I don't know, but I don't think that's very subtle on Barrett's part. I mean, I guess he had to boost his marks a lot to keep from getting on academic probation, but, you know, you could be a little more subtle than 100%. It usually kind of sticks a thumb out and says, hey, I cheated on the test, or at least if they find out some people have been cheating,
well, apparently,
100% makes it look a lot more suspicious.
Well, I was gonna say, wouldn't it make it look less suspicious if lots of other people got 100% also?
No.
Because it'd make it look like the test is easier.
Oh, that depends on who the people are who are getting 100%.
Good point.
And then...
one thing I wondered was, did the person, I'm not going to say who it was yet, that emailed the things out.
Why? People would have already listened to the episode if they're listening to our review.
I don't know. I don't feel like it. I haven't gotten to that point yet. But do you think the person who emailed the things out used it to cheat? Because I don't know. I want to think they didn't, but that's not because I like to think the best of them. Not saying it's Jay.
It's Jay.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't be a twist if it turned out I hadn't finished the episode.
That would be a terrible twist. That would be a Caliborn twist.
I figured out it was Jay and his whole motivation before the episode was half over.
Is your webcam still going? It's on 21 minutes. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, when Barrett was like, I have a friend and they did something bad, I was like, seriously, are we actually doing this? Like, has anyone in the history of ever actually thought that that is representing something other than the person talking being the friend?
Well, in, what's that one called? I always forget the name for some reason. It's one of the deleted episodes. It's one with Harley in it.
I don't...
It's the wait one.
Have it for me?
Yeah, she said, like, I have this friend. So when I first heard that, I didn't think she's talking about her actual friend. I thought she was talking about her. And then I got really confused because she actually was talking about her friend.
Okay. I thought it was funny when they're like, mystery, and then Emily was like, mystery. And said Emily jumped at the drop of the word mystery faster than Haru in water. Almost faster.
No, Haru was way faster. Emily has not appeared in a while.
Which I do not object to, personally.
No, Barrett, no. Why would you? Why? I didn't think he'd do it. I thought the whole episode would be like him, because he deleted the email, going on a wild goose chase, trying to find it or something. I don't know why I thought that, but he did, and I was surprised. Also, this was one of those episodes where it's only like one storyline, which, when they're done really well, I enjoy, but this one, I kept on zoning out because, I really compared this episode to Mistaken for Good, because it's one of those ones, I put another episode where a big mess happens, like Mistaken for Good. That one only had like one storyline continuous through the whole episode. It was just following Jay and what happened with him. And so, I was enjoying that one a lot, not just because it was a Jay episode, but because it was really well drawn out and paced and stuff. Mm-hmm. Don't you agree? But this one, I kept on zoning out because it was just like shenanigan after shenanigan. So then I was just like, I was actually surprisingly only interested in the parts, like I could only pay attention in the parts where Olivia showed up, which is kind of surprising because Olivia's not really even that high on my favorite character in the New Kids list. But she's starting to get higher on it because she's starting to be in way better episodes and better representation. Plus, I like her new voice more. Okay,
some more things. Mr. Redicop. Mark got your name in an episode, and I saw the other day on Facebook that both Mark and Brendan McFarlane, also known as Redo and Regis Blackbeard, both had their names in this episode. So I already knew that, but it was still exciting to hear it. So when they're talking about Mr. Redicop, I was like, Mark, your name, it's exciting. It's cool. I thought when they saw that the locker and the lock was broken off in the lock, I was like, ooh, that's sneaky. And realizing that, I thought, oh, there must be like a hole in the wall behind, and they go, and then I thought, when they ran into Miss Adelaide, I thought she was in the prop closet. I was like, how funny would it be if Miss Adelaide was the one who was selling, like, cheat sheets to the test?
I don't know why, but for a couple points throughout the episode, probably about like 3 points, it first happened when Barrett was actually collecting it and he saw Katrina, because I thought the locker was right beside Katrina's room that he was supposed to put the money in. And then later, and it also happened once more towards the end. You thought that
Katrina did the whole thing.
But I don't know why, but I kind of thought Katrina did the whole thing. That did occur to me just to try and root out cheaters. Because I was thinking, oh, that'd be so sneaky. That'd actually be a pretty good idea.
Right at the beginning.
But I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one that did. So, 9 minutes, 20 seconds in, I figured out who did it and their whole motivation. I was pretty proud of myself. I bet it's Jay trying to get Barrett to cheat, then confess, so Barrett gets kicked out of drama class and Jay gets the lead.
Yeah, I suspected that.
I'm pretty proud of myself. What do you think?
He is very ahead thinking, that Jace Mouse.
He is. Which you definitely learn. I didn't learn he's that ahead thinking until
not more
last
than a feeling,
episode,
but you know.
Yeah.
Excuse me. A friend formula.
The other one. Yep.
So yeah, I thought it would have been absolutely
episode.
hilarious if Miss Adelaide was in the thing because she was taking the money out of the locker and it was her all along. Also, as bad as it sounds, for once, I kind of felt a little happy inside that there was actually a character who was proficient enough in lying that they actually had the foresight to proactively volunteer the info that they were already there before trying to, you know, get caught with their hand in the cookie jar when they go to Miss Meltzner and she says she saw Barrett. I know it's bad to commend characters on being good at lying.
Are you talking about
talking
Jay?
about Barrett when they're like, we'll talk to Miss Meltzner. He's like, well, actually, I was here on Tuesday night because of this and that. You know, at least there's some characters who
I was thinking that too. I was thinking, he's covering his tracks well.
You know, normally characters are really bad at lying, which, you know, is a good thing in real life, but it does kind of feel unrealistic because most kids are smarter than that at lying.
Yeah, well, Odyssey does have this tendency to be realistic. I really hate it when characters are like lying or they're saying like, we'll pretend this, and then they like kick someone when someone isn't playing along or something or they don't know about it, and they talk like, oh yeah, we totally did that, and it's like, stop sounding like you slowed down your voice then put it on auto-tune. No one's gonna believe you. So I'm glad he didn't do that. I mean, he did talk a little bit fast, but that's kind of to be expected.
For most of the episode, you know, I assumed it was probably Jay because, you know, it's almost always Jay. But I was starting to think it might have been Vance after a while because, for one thing, like breaking the key off in the lock and then having a hole in the wall of the prop room behind is pretty sneaky. And then the fact that he had a motion sensing camera in the roof, which was obviously plugged into a hidden outlet somewhere, which was also hooked up to a laptop running a constant live stream to some kind of remote database. I was like, wow, this kind of seems above Jay's head, and an HD feed too.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed because I was thinking like, wow, Jay's really outdone himself. I bet he took a lot of the equipment from his uncle's.
That's probably true. That's probably how he did it all. Otherwise, I was thinking this is probably Vance. Then maybe it could be Vance because that's pretty top of the line, and Vance deals in a lot more higher end kind of stuff like that.
So I was just like cheering on Barrett, not cheering on him to keep on lying, but I was just going like, come on, Barrett, come on, when I wasn't zoning out. Because I didn't zone out for like big chunks, just like 1 second at a couple points. So, and then like Olivia knows, because I'm like, when Barrett like grabs the thing, he's like, let me see that. I mean,
look, you can hear the keys clacking, and he's like, oh look, this person and this person also did it. I mean, I will give him the credit that at least, you know, he highlighted it and erased it instead of like hitting or holding down the backspace key. But still, you know, if he'd used like control backspace or something, it would have been a lot faster because the highlighting.
Yeah, Devin, don't help.
I'm sorry.
Don't help him.
That's the way my mind works. Brendan McFarlane cheating on history. Shame on you. Tisk tisk.
I was glad that Barrett didn't sound like too desperate to try and get the thing, because lots of people would be like, give me that! But he kind of did do that a little bit. He's like, oh, really? Let me see that! And he like grabs it and he's like, delete. Control-Alt-Delete. Here you go. I totally didn't do anything with it. And then Olivia's like, I think he did something with it. So I was like, Olivia knows! Finally! And so I liked it. My favorite parts in the story were from then until Jay showed up. I surprisingly didn't really like the part with Jay.
I like the...
So my favorite section was the scene with Olivia confronting Barrett, and then Barrett telling Miss Melsner, Katrina, they've got me doing it.
I like the audacity of Jay's plan, that not only does he get Barrett to cheat, but he actually goes and personally calls him out on it and tries to record it and take it to whatever authority, which is very...
He was gonna tell Miss Meltzner she's the only one that actually works at the school. I'm pretty sure Miss Adelaide's just a hobo that comes in off the street.
A very cheery hobo.
Yeah. Well, all hobos are cheery. You just need to get on their good side.
Anyways, theme-wise, accepting forgiveness is a very important thing. It's been previously focused on in such episodes as Welcome Home, Mr. Blackard. I'm tired, I'm sorry. And I'm glad that that got at least some mention here. Like, in the end, the point that repentance, you need to accept the forgiveness and stop, like, Broken Armed and Dangerous is another episode where it's like, you know, people holding on to that guilt and they won't let themselves be forgiven, which is something that can be very destructive and can lead to you killing your entire family, like Hamlet.
The best part in Broken Armed and Dangerous is when Connie's just the parts with Connie at the end, like, oh, Eugene, I made you cry.
And the fact that the doctor is played by Tina's mom from The Weekenders.
Yeah, I still find that creepy. I actually caught that right away. Like, the second I heard her voice, I was like, oh, my gosh.
Way back when we first heard that.
What?
So that's everything I have written about the episode. Do you have anything else?
I don't know, I feel like I should give this one a high rating, but I liked the other one a bit more, I think. So I think I might change my rating for the last one. I'm going to make the last one a 4.
That sounds better.
And I'm going to make this one a 4.
So they're the same?
Yeah, but I think I liked the last one a little bit more.
I'll give this one a 4 too. 4 also. Yes,
42.
4 also. Maybe 3.75. I did like it, but it wasn't like, this is so amazing. I don't know. It was kind of a, an average episode, I thought. A little above average, but not a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's an average episode because I thought it was a lot better than just like a random average episode. But I don't know. Do you think the episodes so far are getting better in quality after the hiatus?
Definitely.
Or
hands down.
Yeah. What would you say about their quality nowadays compared to their old quality?
Define old quality. Which era are we talking?
Like episodes before album 50, because I didn't like album 50.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes. Define which era you're talking about. Are we talking about like gold, silver, dark ages,
album
classic?
50, like around like 45 to 49.
It's kind of hard to...
Because that's probably one of my favorite eras of Odyssey.
Compare them. I'll rank them lower, but just a little bit, and I can't tell you exactly how objective I'm being about that.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
I was just wondering.
I think that wraps up everything we have for you today. Sorry again, there were no updates on the search for Box 9800, but that just gives you something to look forward to next time. Speaking of next time, this is the one that was originally supposed to be last week, but I messed up the schedule when I was reading it. So next week is going to be the exciting Top 10 Reasons Why Whit is a Time Lord. Technically speaking, this will be the first headcanon video that we're doing. It also has a little bit of special format in that it's a top 10 style video, and so we get to talk about Doctor Who and Odyssey at once, and it's going to be very fun, and we'll be giving all sorts of compelling evidence why Whit is in fact an ancient alien from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Kasterborous. So you can look forward to that next week. Yes.
I have a question. Will I be in that episode, or is it just you doing it? Okay, I wasn't sure about that. So you can also look forward to me being in this headcanon episode. I probably won't be in that many headcanon episodes,
but we're not going to have all that many.
I'll apparently be in this one.
Bazillion headcanons about Odyssey.
Yeah, I think
I
we
have
have
more than that. Well,
2,
I have more than that.
including that one. Yeah. But we're probably not going to do all
Yes,
yours,
we are.
Devin, so...
Okay, so thank you for joining us on our side of the YouTube. I have been Devin Francis.
And I am still Victoria.
And
Yes.
you've been joining us on the Adventures in Odyssey Oddcast.
Oddcast.
Bye. Yeah.
How was that
sure.
for timing?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that to be nice?
Bye.
Bye. Boo-doo, 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 boo-doo. We got another episode in the bag. We're gonna upload it to YouTube after you finish editing, 'cause I never do. Da 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 da. Oh, I never stopped it. Okay.